Where's the remote? Found it.
Turn off the lights.
All right.
Did you grab the drinks?
Yeah, I got them.
Okay, I'm making the popcorn.
It's starting. Come on.
All right. Okay, I'm here. Hit the button. Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm Gianna. And welcome to the We Watch It All podcast. You're on the wrong podcast, girl. Where we watch it all and give you our opinions.
AKA the opinions no one ever asked for.
Yikes. What? And the phone's going off.
Oh, yeah, that's
it's like your head's in
the
quantum realm.
Maybe.
Speaking of that, we're reviewing Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. We literally just saw it and we said, let's go. Let's record. Let's get this up to you. So we're going to just do a few minutes of spoiler-free stuff, just, sharing it in case you haven't seen the movie yet. You can listen to this part. And if you had, listen to this part and then continue on because we're going to talk about some spoilers, talk about the 2 post-credit scenes. So if you haven't seen it,
come on. If you're listening to this before you saw it, then you're getting what you ask for.
Yeah. Why would you even click on something that says Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania? Especially if you see it.
So I don't think
I never click on anything that was uploaded post it being released.
Of course not. Not if you're not ready.
No, obviously not. All right. So let's first give our rating in the spoiler-free section. What would you rate the movie out of 5? Because that's what I like. Or you could do it out of 10. Or you could do both. I'll do both.
Well, here, let me just start by saying this. I was not a fan of Ant-Man. I said that to you.
Yeah, never.
Not a fan.
I like him. I think he's silly and goofy. Is he my favorite? No.
Yeah, but I think and I was very concerned because I'm like, oh, I liked him in the Avengers and stuff.
Yeah.
But, that's an ensemble cast, so you got people to hold you kind of up a little bit and set up your bits and stuff. And I'm like, is he going to be able to do this himself?
Well, I mean, he did have 2 other movies.
I know, but
this one seems more serious, higher stakes. You mean that, bigger stakes.
Now, look, when those came out, we weren't where we were with how Marvel is now.
Yeah,
let's be real.
It was still pretty early on.
So now this is a whole they're looking for big bucks. So are you going to be able to pull in the big bucks that these other movies have been pulling in?
True.
So that was my concern. But I have to say, I thought it did pretty well.
Yeah, I felt like it was still a serious enough tone of the movie, but it still had its funny little jokes that all Marvel movies have, those jokes that they got to feel like they hit.
For these, some of them do the jokes better than others. And this, I think they did pretty good. I would say 4.
Yeah,
only because,
I'd say 4 out of 5 as well.
Because I wouldn't say 5 because nothing's perfect.
No, yeah. I mean, I know other Marvel movies that I've given a 5, and I wouldn't say it's on that level.
Yeah.
So there's that. If I was going out of 10, I'd go an 8. 8. Yeah, I feel like 8's good.
I will say there was a lot of things that I thought all right, we're following along, and obviously we all know they end up in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
But in the very beginning, I'm like, okay, I thought when she opened it up, you were gonna that was gonna be when we would end up there, and then I was like, okay, no, it was because she sent the signal and the other one sent it back and stuff, whatever. But I thought it was gonna be something she did that sent him down there. So there were still things that I was surprised at.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a poor choice of the one, but just even once they were down there, all the secrets that the mom kept, and stuff like that. I mean, it was just stuff that I thought, oh, I'm like, okay, I get what they're doing, and then it's no, it was nothing. Even with all the trailers, it was still nothing of what I thought.
Yeah, I mean, we will say this: we only watch the trailers. We don't watch promo clips or TV spots. I don't do that because I pretty much stopped with this newest phase because it just felt like here's the whole movie for you. At some point.
Some of them will do that,
And I feel like we watched Eric Voss break it down, and watching him and seeing how much of the movie he has available to at least show or flickers of it, because it's been in TV spots, is kind of it's kind of sad to think about. Why is so much of the movie out there like that? I know he does use pictures people have taken in the theaters, but a lot of them were the straight up clips, and it's kind of why? How? It just spoils the movie. So I don't watch anything but trailers for almost everything. It's the main trailer or nothing.
I didn't think they all got sucked in. That was my other thing. I thought if I had to say how they all ended up there, I thought the daughter got sucked in, he jumped in after her, and I thought the other 3 came to rescue them later. I didn't know they, those 3 were the first to go in, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't, anticipate that. So that was another thing. I was just okay, I thought it was a little different setup, but
I will say for me, the first hour of the movie felt a little slow.
It was a little bit.
It was a little slow. And then it really picked up and I'm like, oh, damn, look at the time ago. Because I was trying to, figure out, how long are the credits? how long is, like, I knew the movie, I just wanted to see what time it was going to be done, because we went for the first showing, like, the first showing they had in the morning to go see this movie, and I just wanted to see, like, I was trying to guess what time it was, because we had
highly recommend that to people.
Yeah.
A Saturday morning movie.
Well, because also, first off, you're kind of in the clear, because it comes out technically, you can see advanced screenings on Thursday. Like, they don't have many shows, but you can see it, but here's the thing. Not enough people see it that it's all over social media.
Yeah.
I'd recommend that if you want the best case scenario of no spoilers, because, like, I know, like, Thursdays basically, like, some people in other countries are seeing it already.
Yeah.
Fridays are typically then, I think you would see it, most people are going Friday night, so it's going to start getting on the line by Saturday, like, during the day Saturday, and you'd be in watching the movie during the day on Saturday.
But you know what I have to say? We did have, what was the movie? Was it The Eternals that the people were talking behind you?
No,
what was it that they
was it Thor?
Thor.
It was Thor.
Yeah, Thor. Like, so that was the other thing. There was very few. There was very few people there.
There was a lot of adults.
Yeah, and there weren't a lot of people there. So
his food's just so damn good, Cooper. He has to cover it up and save it for later.
So there weren't that many people there. So, like, you didn't have to worry about things like of people talking or people. Coop. That's why the placemats are ripped, honey bun. Come up here. So yeah, see, this way you didn't have to worry about interruptions, and I felt like this was like a nice, full, smooth movie where like I didn't. There was no background stuff, which is nice, because when you go on the first night, sadly, you're gonna get a full audience.
I mean, listen, I'm okay with people wanting to like cheer and whoop and all that, but when you're in the back going, oh, look at how stupid this looks. Oh, she looks stupid in her outfit. Like, oh my God, just shut up. Like who? No one paid almost $20 or more to go see this movie.
To listen to you in the background.
Listen to you. But you're just lucky. I care. I want to watch a movie that I don't want to get up on my seats and go get somebody.
We all know there's some things in the movies that just were like, that didn't quite hit right. Or
it looks
that
scene
stupid. Looks a little janky, a little cheap.
We don't need you to hear it.
We all know it. We don't need you to articulate it, because something important could be said. And with these movies, gosh darn it, you got to watch everything.
No, yeah.
I think it was paced good and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was just the first hour that I felt like it was a little bit, but that was building up the narrative. Like,
but, I mean,
it was
slow, like, it was still interesting.
It wasn't like slow. Like, I know your slow is like Eternals.
Yes, I was exactly going to say, like, Eternals, where it was like entirely too much story. There was no, like...
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they just...
No, it wasn't that slow. I don't know. I just felt like when I checked my watch, I was like, damn, that sequence was only like 5 minutes.
Well,
and it felt like
it wasn't
10.
like there wasn't like a lot of fighting in the very beginning, because it was
so
still
that's
like
the thing.
figuring it all out, and
so I think that's what made it feel slow, is because there was no fighting.
But once they brought Kang in,
I'm
going to keep calling him Kane. I don't know why.
I don't know.
Once they brought Kang in there, and then
it
because then it was like. Whoop.
I will say, VFX wise, it looked pretty good, considering this whole movie takes place in the quantum realm, pretty much, and there's no real quantum realm, so it's all fake. So I will say, for VFX wise, looked pretty good, because Marvel is typically known for like the final act, final battle. That's where you start to see things that don't look. Pardon me, Cooper is. Oh my God, he's not okay. I was just gonna say he covered his food, had to take care of his business, but now he needs to be taken care of. So give us a second. All right, so now we're good. But what I was saying was, typically, like, the final thing, there's always, like, a little bit where you can see, oh, somebody's standing on a green screen there. Yeah. Or somebody's character doesn't look as great when it's, like, a full CG character. He's going to disagree with me on that, apparently.
Hey, come here.
My last spoiler-free thought, which is, typically in the comics, Kang the Conqueror's face is blue all the time. I think it was a smart decision to make the blue face a shield that comes out of his helmet.
Yeah.
Instead of us having to look at him be blue this whole time, I just think it would be weird and distracting and look cartoonish too much.
Yeah.
And not taking him as serious, but instead making it a shield for his face. It looked better.
And I think there were moments where they were trying to make him human.
Yeah.
So that they would relate to him and have sympathy on him and stuff like that. So I think, like, if you left him
with blue all the time, I think it would just look too cheesy. Yeah. And also you have to keep in mind, maybe, like, that's kind of a spoiler. I thought I was gonna say. Well, we'll go into the spoiler section now. This is how we'll transition.
Yeah.
The mom, what the hell's her name?
Janet.
Janet meets Kang in the realm when she was down there, and he's just in like normal clothes. He's not in his suit.
Yeah.
And I think if you would have seen him in the normal clothes and the blue face, it might have made you feel like he was a little bit more of something than
he was a threat,
just like
something.
a regular guy. Yeah.
I think she felt like she found another human, and she was like, "Oh wow."
Yeah. So I think if they had gone with the blue face, it would have looked weird like that. I will say one part that was kind of like, obviously they're setting up the Kangs to be the big bad for the whole this phase of the MCU, but like I was a little nervous because they had him. Like, they had the ants come in, and that's what stopped them. I was like, oh, please don't let it be the ants, because I just feel like that's going to look so...
I know. I thought so,
like,
too.
lame. Like, the new big bad of the MCU gets taken down by a bunch of ants. Like, of course... Then, yeah, when you take all the rest of the new Avengers, yeah, of course he's going to die then. I was glad that he did not, like, die by that. Like, they ended up sucking him up into, like, a quantum space again.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's better because...
So you think he got sucked into some other place in the
Yeah,
quantum
I think
realm?
he probably is somewhere else. Like in another, like, little dimension or like his own pocket quantum realm kind of thing again. It's never peace with Cooper here. He's going... You want to look outside? He's huffing. Yeah, I think he's in another realm because they did... Or in another, maybe, like, universe. Because, like, in What If, they had Doctor Strange in the world that collapsed and he was like in the little ball.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? So maybe they launched him to something else because he landed in like his like power thing. So maybe he's like in a different time and place, but like in a small version
and then when
of
he lands, like the power, if someone opens the power thing, maybe it'll release him or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's possible. I don't know if he took the power thing in with him. I can't remember, and there's like no way to go back and look because it's only in theaters.
I don't think they did.
I don't have a feeling. I feel like these people are trying to come back and regain this
because if
place
they
that he
did,
stole. So
because if they did at the end, he wouldn't do that whole little monologue like, "Oh, I saved the world and I just killed blah, blah, blah." But is he really gone?
Well, that's the thing too. A lot of people were just like, "Oh, Kang's dead." I don't feel like he's dead because
I
feel like
I don't think it's gonna be that easy.
I feel like Ant-Man would not be questioning that. Yeah, and I don't think he would be that easy if he's supposed to be the big bad. Or well, all the Kangs are kind of gonna be like like they're each version of a big bad. But I just feel like it would be better lock this guy away and let him like stew in this anger and then come back.
Yeah, I don't
like where now he's even bigger of a threat because now he's just so enraged. I will say my favorite thing though is Jonathan Majors, who plays Kang, and he played He Who Remained and is playing all the Kangs. He has he plays them all different but very similar. Like you can tell they're all from the same person, which is very impressive because it's not just no, they're not all wildly different, but you can like even when he was like, if you look at Kang and He Who Remains, because that's who we've seen the most of, like you can still see where they could be very similar.
It's the way he talks.
Yeah, it's like even when he did for the post-credit scene, they showed the Council of Kangs. They all had their own different. Even in the other post-credit scene, all the Kangs that we've seen speak, they also have the same little pattern of speech, but it's different way.
The quickness of how he speaks and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean that would remain the same even if you had a different accent or something. But I thought he played it really well. Yeah, I do. I think he's gonna be a good big bad because here's the thing, right? He just doesn't mess around.
Thanos was good and interesting, but see, you have to keep in mind he's like a VFX character, and you won't always get that same true emotion that you can get from a human face. So the fact that his face is going to be like his face, I think is going to make it better. Cooper's done with the window now. He's over it.
Come up here, boy.
I think the next biggest thing to come out of this movie would probably be MODOK. Because he's typically, I know him from being a part of AIM and
Did you know
like
he was
that.
in there?
Well, I did see a glimpse of him in the trailer, and I will say, in the trailer... I
wouldn't have recognized him, to be honest with you.
I thought he looked a little goofy. I thought he looked like George Lopez's character from Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
He did. Yeah,
but in this, he didn't look as goofy.
But it made sense the way it was, though. I agree.
Well, I will say, I think if you were going to do MODOK, it needed to be an Ant-Man, or something that's very comedy-heavy, because Ant-Man was able to poke fun at, why are your arms so tiny? That's a lot of face that we're looking at. So I think that worked on that sense. And even thinking to it, I'm like, no way, no matter how far we get with VFX, will a giant floating head look normal. It's always going to look weird to us because there's no real life reference to it.
I think his face was supposed to be like a screen or something, I thought. I don't know. I couldn't tell.
I think that would have been better if it was more of a screen looking face,
Yeah,
but it kind of looked as
Get your cleaner from her.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it still looked weird, but I know I'm sure probably some people are going to be disappointed it's not like the true MODOK, but I don't know. I thought it was good enough for this.
Yeah, I mean, I think they took it to a funny level. I think their intention was to use it playfully.
Yeah, I will say I'm not a huge fan of like the little villains before you get to the main villain.
Well,
he is just disagreeing with me tonight.
I mean, I think he was more like his minion kind of ish.
Yeah, I know he was like a minion. I think it was good though, like when they have Ant-Man and his daughter like in the jail cells, and the guy goes to interrupt him, and he's interrupts Kang, and he's like, no, like I think that just showed Kang like how serious, like he's nothing to him. He's not really anything.
No, just needs you for what he needs you for.
Yeah, I think it was really just to get them to come to the quantum realm. That's what he was for.
I think that's why. But I think the weird thing was too that like he created this whole world down there of his thing, but there was obviously all other worlds down there that like nobody knew about. Yeah. But I guess she did. But why did she live out by herself then is what I don't understand. So if the other ones were peaceful.
Well, I think what happened was, so Janet helped Kang create his power source for his chair, and by doing that, then destroying it, he turned on her, he got evil and started destroying and taking over the civilizations.
Oh yeah, no.
So I think what happened was I think she tried to get as far away from him, and he was conquering where these people were like living in the quantum realm. So I think she wanted, and also why would they want to hide her out?
No. That's not the part I'm saying. I'm saying about the part where when he came down there, she was already in like a cave by herself somewhere.
Yeah, maybe she didn't know about them yet, or I don't really know. I mean, maybe she just found it safer, or
I don't know, because she. I mean,
well,
maybe
here's
it's just
the thing.
where she
Maybe
lived.
she
I don't
just
know, because she made it sound like she interacted
with.
She acted like she interacted with that other guy.
Yeah,
the one that Bill Murray played.
Yeah, I can't remember. Cravar?
Something
with a K. I can't remember.
Crazy. But I will tell you, all of those actors, Michelle Pfeiffer and
Michael Douglas,
they all looked pretty damn good because they are old.
Oh.
No, they are. They're old.
I know.
So, I mean, Michael Douglas must have had some work done because he's old. He's old. Don't kid yourself. He's got young sons, but they're not that young either. He's not that young. So I thought they looked pretty good. So I don't know what they did to them, but
you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I thought Hope looked like almost like she could be like the same age as the mother, the actress. Like I felt like she looked older. I don't know. All the sudden,
I think it was the hair was short, but I liked her hair short. I thought she looked cute like that. She was a model way back when, so. That's how she started, not as an actress, but I liked their suits. I thought their suits, their upgrading a little bit of the suits were nice. Yeah. I like the daughter's suit. I like how they kept her with the sneakers.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Like to keep it like, that's a kid.
Yeah. No, with like a full, it's just something that she was quickly throwing on.
I knew she had a suit, so I was like, I kept waiting. Like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I know. I thought they were going to show the suit sooner, but they waited a little bit. I mean, not like an hour into the movie, but like a decent while into the movie.
Well, yeah, she was down there for the longest. Like he broke out his suit, fighting with his suit. I would have thought she would have been
had it on or something.
But yeah, she waited a long time to bring that. I was kind of like, okay.
I will say also, William Jackson Harper, who played the telepath guy, he's from The Good Place, and a lot of people thought he was going to play Reed Richards, and I am a little disappointed that he was just a telepath guy. Like they kind of wasted him on that, but I wonder if they did that just so people would stop assuming that he's going to be Reed Richards. Like, this is who he is.
Who's Reed Richards?
He is like part of the whole Kang thing. I think he's like a descendant. I get very confused with all these Kangs, but I will not lie, I've tried to watch so many things where they explain it, but it's a little confusing. That's what people thought he was going to play. That was the fan cast.
But I even think he did that well. Like, I think...
No, he did, but
that was the funny thing about this movie is I thought all of the side characters were actually really good. Yeah. Like, the Blob was funny. Yeah, like, the little Dean Blob said that was his favorite thing. The guy with the, head, that shot
the
laser, whatever. They were all really,
they all held their own.
Yeah, good side characters. And I liked his, Kane's minions, those were sharp looking. That's not what I pictured them to look like, but they stayed in tune with his blue mask face.
Yeah, and his futuristic tech and all that. As for the post-credit scenes here, I'm not gonna lie. You said somebody at your work had seen it. They gave the movie a 7, and then they kind of hyped up these post-credit scenes where I was like really excited. I don't know. They were good, but they weren't like super like, I don't know. The way it came off seemed like it was gonna be more.
Yeah.
The Count of Kings thing that's exciting, and oh, look at all these like kings. Like, it's not just like you have to defeat like 5. There's an infinite amount. This is going to
see, that's my thing though. Like,
be a big
that's
thing.
A little crazy because where did they all come from?
Well, they're all from. There's that many universes.
There's that many.
There's that many in the multiverse. Yeah, it's an infinite amount. Yeah, there's that many. But for me, I was like, okay, that one's exciting. For the second one was another Kang variant, and then they panned to like Loki and Mobius in the audience, which is, people are saying that's probably just like a direct scene from Loki season 2 since they're filming it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That one didn't also get me as excited. I don't know if it's just because I'm not like a huge Loki fan. Maybe for me, that's why.
No, but you know what? It made me think about what he was going to do because I wasn't sure where Loki was going with this.
Well, I mean, because they kind of say like at the end, it's like you see everybody at the TVA doesn't remember anything that has happened, just him. So I mean, from leaks, we've seen that Sylvie's going to be there. I didn't know.
I didn't know any of that.
She's going to be back. Well, not. Well, she's going to be. There was scenes of her filming out on stage that got leaked. I didn't know if they were going to have Kang be in this. I mean, I kind of assumed so, but I just assumed like Kang's going to be in a little bit of everything. Another thing too, me and Dean had talked about this, about the rings that were on Kang's thing. A lot of people were saying, oh, they're going to link to Shang-Chi.
That's what I thought too.
And I had told, me and Dean were kind of like, oh, I think it might be like a post-credit scene for like Shang-Chi with the rings.
Yeah.
I mean, they could still link it, but I mean, I am kind of glad that it's like their own thing. Like, it's not like this is the same rings as him.
So now here's my thing. So they did this one. At the end of Thor, they set up that whole other guy with the knife. Wasn't it a knife?
Yes, Zeus. So that would be more for like Thor and his journey.
Like, I thought they would, not that they were running it simultaneously, but like,
no,
kind of thought like, yeah, like it's like that's like such the other end of like that's what I'm saying. I would have thought it would have been something like that could have tied that in a little bit, even though it wasn't that per se.
Yeah.
With that or something. Like, I don't know. I just thought it wasn't. Yeah, I thought I was like another Kane one. Like, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they could have been
maybe another one.
The same thing, and they put at the end, classic Kang will return as always. That's their little thing.
Now, if you had to say what would be your favorite, like, I don't know if it's not just CGI, but like your like special effect type thing. Like, what was like, what do you think they like really like? You were like, wow, that came out good. I mean,
I will say the whole city looked really well. Like, it wasn't anything where I was like, I'd say MODOK was definitely probably the worst.
City but did remind me of Loki and the
TVA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it was like, I know it wasn't it, but it had that same feel of the weird buildings that rose up and like looked very mechanical, like like gears in a clock or something. Yeah. Like, it looked like it was very weird.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that would probably be the best.
If they're going back and showing him
possibly creating the time machine or
the TVA or something, it makes you feel like, well, did he create that? And it's based off of that. Like, that's like where the idea came from.
Why are people always sneezing in our hallway? Keep that in your house. Nobody wants to hear that. I don't want to go walk out there and you sneeze. Sorry.
I mean, I'm trying to think of what I thought was like probably the best.
Yeah, I'm just going with the like overall city, just because I feel like that can be where they fall a lot on it, is like the background. That's where like, I feel like they blended in very well. I mean, I don't really know what else I'd say. It was like, I mean, some of the characters that they had in like the Quantum City people, like those characters looked really well because they were mostly obviously all.
I mean, the falling obviously reminded you of like America Chavez, isn't that who it was? That
America Chavez.
Like, that was like
in the
multiverse
where they're
kind of. Yeah, they're falling. I mean, that wasn't bad, but I don't think it was the best.
Yeah, I mean the scene
especially
where they
after watching them two do their thing in that I thought was.
I will say, like, the Ant-Mans where there's a bunch of Ant-Mans piled on top of each other. That looked pretty good.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. The Ant-Man where they all were, like...
climbing up.
Yeah, splitting. Because you really felt like they were, like... I don't know if it was the way he was playing it, each one of them. But you did feel like it was, like, legit. Yeah. Like, they were all, like,
they just kept popping up. Which is kind of impressive because both him... Less Hope. She didn't really interact with her doubles. But Kang interacts...
Well, no, because the mother told her, don't
I know.
pay attention to them. They're not.
But I'm saying, like, from him mostly, like, facial-wise, like, Paul Rudd having to do all those, like, different, like, ones of him jumping around, and even Jonathan Majors in the post-credit scene with all the Kangs that are in the stand. Like, it's like them doing, like, 100 different versions of the reaction. But they're all...
it's gotta be hard.
A little different, which... I'd say those were pretty good laid together. I will add, because I don't know if you have any more final thoughts on the movie or... I mean, I definitely think this was the introduction to Phase 5 too as well. So this kicked off our next... I will say, since this was the kickoff for Phase 5, I think it was a good, like, you know... I think this is what Phase 5 should have started with Kang. Like, this is...
Instead of Love and Thunder?
No, I don't know what would have been the first one for Phase 5. But I'm just saying, I think this was a good one for Phase 5 to start with. Where we're really starting our journey for Kang now. It's like, I feel like that's what it was. Like, I feel like Phase 4 was, like, less of this new multiverse saga and more of, like, just closing out the Infinity Saga. Like, it was like a transition between.
Yeah.
Like, you know, obviously we were saying goodbye to some characters. We were introducing the new characters. Like, it was like it was just like the transition.
No, I see what you're
into
saying.
this new one. I will say, sadly, though, there may only be 2 Marvel shows released this year. Originally, I think they had Agatha Covenant of Chaos, Echo, Ironheart, Loki, and Secret Invasions. As of now, it's rumored that only Loki and Secret Invasions will be released this year.
Really? Wow.
Well, this is because they have gotten... I can't remember. There's 2 Bobs that run Disney. It's Bob Chapek and Iger. I think Iger's who came... He left, put Chapek in part, and he's back now. Now, what they're saying is that it's rumored that the other guy wanted to... just produce, doesn't care what it looks like, just make money. Where the guy who's back now is like, no. If we want to make money, we need to make quality. Which makes sense. I think that's true. And Eisner? Iger. Iger.
Yeah.
You said it like you knew him personally. Like that sounds like the other guy.
I'm still calling the other one Kane, so it's okay.
I do think that is a better idea because a lot of people are saying, oh, it's like Marvel fatigue. There's so much Marvel content going on, which I could get.
I do feel there was at one point.
Yeah,
I think coming out.
I think what happened was I really think it was the pandemic where they were trying to catch back up with where they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
In like releasing things because it did screw them up so much. Like, you know, WandaVision was not supposed to come out in January. It was supposed to come out like the prior year. So I think with all that, it messed them up. And now they're finally getting their footing back. I don't hate the idea of less shows. I just hate the idea that my 3 shows, Agatha, House of Harkness, Ironheart, and Echo, are all postponed. And then, like, Loki, I could... Not that I could do without, but, you know, I'm not, like... Secret Invasions, I am a little interested in. That's the one with Nick Fury and the Skrulls.
Well, I mean, Loki seems to be something that you're going to have to see because it sounds like he's going to be tied into this.
And I will say Ant-Man as well is definitely not a movie that you can go ahead and skip. Because I know we were sitting in the theaters and they played the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer and Dean goes over to me and goes, I never watched the holiday special. I go, you really should. It's actually really good.
Yeah.
And he's planning on coming with us to go see this movie and he hasn't seen the holiday special. Because I think that will definitely tie into it because I believe James Gunn said they were written at the same time. And my last little piece, the Marvels have been delayed to November 10th when they released their teaser poster. I'm very excited for that one. That's probably my most anticipated one this year.
Their poster was really nice.
I like it because it's nice. It has, you know, Kamala Khan and then it has Captain Marvel and then it has Monica Rambeau. And their new little tagline, instead of from the Captain Marvel, it was higher, further, faster. It's higher, further, faster, together now. As like a little group. I think this one's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be good. I'm sure people will hate on it just the same way they did with Captain Marvel. I don't know why.
I think we saw her in the coming attractions for the Fast and the Furious, and
she looked good.
I was going to say, I think she plays a villain pretty good.
Yeah, I know. I think she would do pretty good as a villain.
Yeah, I think she does really well as a villain, but
I know. There was a lot of movies we saw in the trailers too that we were like, I wrote down and I was like, damn, half those movies I want to go see. John Wick. I did Creed. I did say, listen, I'm kind of like iffy on where I stand with The Flash, but I do think watching the trailer on the big screen, that movie's going to look good on the big screen. I think The Marvels was also supposed to come out in July, and I think it's better that it's going to come out in November because I just feel like July is still too close to May. Like I already feel like May is so close to having just watched... can with him. I feel like May is so close already to like
what's coming out
February.
in May? The
May's Guardians of the Galaxies, and then it'll be the Marvels. But I do feel like they're like too close. Like I do like them spread out a little bit more, because I'm sure maybe a show will fill out probably.
Yeah, this gotta go because this one he's not working with it.
Moral of the story is I'm excited for the future of the MCU. I know a lot of people are not. Either way, I'm excited for the next phase. And I'm also excited for Star Wars. Mandalorian's coming back. Speaking of Star Wars, Mandalorian's coming back. I believe. Big Mandalorian fan over there, I guess. No? You're waiting for Ahsoka? Are you waiting for Ahsoka? Yes? Oh, she's got treats.
Yeah, bring your ass over here. Shut it.
Look at Sissy.
I got you, girl. Don't worry. You've been sitting there so quiet, I can't even complain.
You're so good. Alright, sorry. Speaking of The Mandalorian, it's going to premiere March 1st. So our first episode to review The Mandalorian will be up March 3rd, the Friday. All our Mandalorian episodes will go up on Friday. And on Saturdays, we're currently covering The Real Housewives of New Jersey, if you're interested. I don't know. Maybe some of you MCU fans are fans of The Real Housewives. Why not?
Why? We are. Why wouldn't they be?
No, I know. I'm just saying. It's a multiverse. The Housewives are literally on a multiverse level. They have trips where they cross over between franchises.
What she did. Make your mother watch your movies and then watch your mother's shows with her.
There you go.
Fair is fair is fair is fair.
Yes.
Let's get that ice cream now.
Oh my god. But we also upload every Monday a weekly episode. Next week we're going to be covering The Outer Banks. And also sometimes
it looks so good.
I have to watch season 1 this week. And 2. I've not watched Outer Banks yet. She has seen it. I've been highly pressured.
I mean, based on this trailer, I don't even think 1 and 2 look half as good as 3
wow.
does. And I was like, where the hell are they going with this show? Because when you watch 1 and 2, you're going to be like, seriously? How could you take this to season 3?
Yeah.
But they did, and it's interesting. I don't think they're doing 4. I would really be amazed. I think they would wreck the show. I think gotta let it go after that.
Almost.
And plus, the girl and the guy that are the leads, they used to date through 1 and 2, and they've broken up since, so...
Yeah, I think the girl who's the lead was actually... I watched Knives Out, the Glass Onion, and she was in there. So she's moving up in the world, I guess.
Good for her.
Also in March, we don't know exactly when yet, but we're going to be covering 80s for Brady and Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin's movie Moving On. It's going to be a duo episode. We were going to originally do 80 for Brady, but we said, let's do them together. Let's do a double feature. So that's what we have planned for now. We'll get back to you on what's after. That's pretty much it. Make sure you give us a good rating. If you enjoyed. If you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Don't give us a thumbs down.
And subscribe.
And turn on the notifications.
Mm-hmm, you want the bell.
Yeah. Hit the bell because you don't want to miss an episode.
No, and I'll be honest. That bell does save me with my people that I watch. Because I honestly, if that bell didn't hit me, I wouldn't know.
If that bell didn't slap her right in the head.
Didn't hit me, ding. I'd be in trouble.
I will say, I do. Even on YouTube, you're just sending me screenshots of people saying, oh, look, so-and-so uploaded a video. Yeah, even if you don't, like, actually look in the app on the notifications, sometimes they just pop on your phone. You're like, oh, perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think that's all. We hope you enjoyed. Let us know your thoughts on Ant-Man and the future of the MCU.
I'm not sure about the Kane thing, but it's okay.
But you may not be sure because you're talking about Kane. And not Kang.
Well, I just hope I hope they're going to make it interesting and not just all about him.
I think it's going to be interesting. I think he's going to be a good big bad.
Hit the button. Clear.